Hi, welcome to Cyber Ready Security Training. My name is Tom, the founder and CEO of Cyber Ready Security Training, the place for academic excellence. We started our series on cybersecurity for beginners last week, and we began by looking at the history and development of cybersecurity. We examined the meaning of cybersecurity. We went into examining the importance of cybersecurity. Then we delve now into the fundamental concepts and principles of cybersecurity, which we started by looking at the CIA Triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Then we also examined some other principles of cybersecurity. Then lastly, we examined some key concepts of threat, vulnerability, and risks. And today we are going to look at another important concept of cybersecurity. Before we delve into another key concept, I would like to just throw a few words to begin by saying that for you to be successful in cybersecurity, you need to develop yourself very strongly, develop a strong foundation in the key cybersecurity concepts and principles. That is why I keep emphasizing that these key principles are so fundamental in your success in the career of cybersecurity. If you don't have a solid foundation, the journey will become very frustrating. So many times people neglect or ignore this fundamental concept, thinking that, oh, they are very, very easy to understand. I don't have to waste time. But by the time they get ahead, they can't even apply them. So it becomes very frustrating. So it is important to pay attention to lay emphasis in studying these key concepts. Now, after you have developed a strong foundation in the key concepts and principles of cybersecurity, the second thing you have to do again is to equip yourself. And this is very important. How do you equip yourself? First, you must identify the right place to go and equip yourself. And that right place can be no other place but Cyber Ready Security Training. Now, what do we do? At Cyber Ready Security Training, we help to equip you with the practical skills. We equip you with the practical skills and tools that are necessary for success in cybersecurity. You need to have the practical skills. You need to understand the tools that are needed for success in cybersecurity. So these are some of the important things that we must take into consideration. Now, let's turn into our series in cybersecurity for beginners by examining one of the most important concepts in cybersecurity, one of the fundamental concepts, which is social engineering. Social engineering involves some form of psychological tricking, fooling well-meaning users or employees to break security rules or security protocols by releasing sensitive information or resulting to data breaches. But how does it happen? It happens through the manipulation or deceiving and influencing users of systems by cyber criminals or perpetrators. Generally, social engineering is the art of manipulating, influencing, or deceiving users into making security mistakes and giving away sensitive information. So it's a manipulative technique that perpetrators use to deceive users of systems, network, to release sensitive information. How does it work? It begins by the perpetrator identifying their target. Then they begin to investigate the target. Now, during that period of investigation, they will gather information. Once they gather the information, now they do what? They engage their target by hooking the target. Now, once they hook the target, they begin to manipulate, spin stories, and then they develop trust. Now, the victim has trusted them and believe in all their stories, then what is the next step? The next stage is that they begin to play the victim. Now they are exploiting the victim. The victim begins to release sensitive information, begin to release all what they are out for. Then after they have been able to obtain what they are out for, now they exit. When they exit, they delete all traces. You can't even get them. They are gone. They are gone. So that is how social engineering actually works. Now, there are methods of delivery. Social engineering is delivered through emails, sending people compromise, fake emails where people go and click without knowing that they are not genuine emails, or either launching phone calls or through other social media platforms like WhatsApp, Zagi. You have many of them, and even in person. Sometimes they meet you in person. You know, you hear of the famous 419 operations. So this is a social engineering technique. Many people say it is voodoo. It's not voodoo. It's social engineering techniques that they use. There are many forms of social engineering. You have phishing, which is a process or an art of manipulating or deceiving somebody to release sensitive information. You also have whaling. Whaling is a kind of phishing that is targeting high-ranking executive or top government officials, ministers, directors. And then we also have eavesdropping, tailgating, soldier surfing, impersonation, pretexting, and dumpster diving. You know, these are some of the types of social engineering. In our session, when you register, you will have a full class on this area. So it is important for you to register. Now, I want us to look at one of the social engineering technique that cybersecurity criminals are using to gain their way, to make ends. So one of the key one that is actually trending, that organizations are constantly falling into it. So that is why it is important for me to emphasize on it, is phishing. Phishing is where attackers attempt to trick legitimate users into revealing sensitive information or performing an undesirable act. So phishing happens when the perpetrator is able to deceive or impersonate trusted entities, trusted individuals, trusted organizations, to deceive them into revealing sensitive information. And examples of those information can be password, credit card numbers, confidential business data. There is more about that in our class session. We'll give you more details as soon as you register. You'll learn more from our class sessions. And how does it work? It comes through deceptive communication, urgency and emphasis on fear, malicious links, and downloads that can launch you into illegitimate websites and areas that they can easily get over you. It is no doubt that phishing has an impact on businesses. When you look at one of the studies that were carried in 2017 by IBM established that over 80% of data breaches do have an element of phishing. So phishing is a concern to organizations. How does it impact organizations? Organizations are prone to fall into financial loss, data breaches, operational disruptions, reputational damage, compliance and regulatory penalties that organizations suffer as a result of phishing attack. Now, it is important for us to look at how to protect our organization or ourselves from phishing. One, be very skeptical with emails. Don't just click on any email that you see. Be skeptical. Number two, verify the sender. Make sure the sender is a genuine sender. Make sure you know the sender before you attempt to engage them. And three, don't click on suspicious links. You see links that you don't know. Don't click on them. Number four, use strong passwords, and also implement multi-factor authentication. And of course, install antivirus softwares. And finally, use training and phishing simulations on your employees so that they can be able to identify phishing attacks. So these are some of the ways that you can engage in order to prevent or protect yourself from phishing attack. There is more about this. It is actually a trending threat in the current times, and organizations are constantly falling on it. Most data breaches, like emphasized by IBM report, do have a phishing element. So don't miss it. You need to know this because it is one of the key concepts in cybersecurity that every cybersecurity expert, every professional, every risk practitioner should have knowledge of phishing attacks. Please stay tuned, focus, follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on link on TikTok, and don't miss it. Our email to contact us is cst@cyberreadysecurity.info, and our website is www.cyberreadysecurity.info, www.cyberreadysecurity.info, and our contact number is 240-398-0355, 240-398-0355. Secure your spot in our next session and be a partner in cybersecurity, and you will never regret it. Cybersecurity is a profession, the best profession in the 21st century, where you can make six figures just working from home through remote jobs. Most of our students are enjoying themselves working from home and making ends meet. Cybersecurity is the profession for the 21st century. Don't miss it. Enroll, enroll, and equip yourself. Develop yourself. Build yourself. Develop a strong foundation with cybersecurity concepts and principles, as well as become equipped with practical skills and the tools that are needed for you to succeed in cybersecurity. There is only one place for you to make it happen, and that place is CST, Cyber Ready Security Training. Thank you, and see you in the next session.